to episode 2 with Soccer Bros. We have Nick Taylor in the house today. And this will be episode 2. So thank you, Nick, for being out here with us today and giving us the time. I know you have a busy schedule. But pretty much, I wanted to start off just to see, if you could give us maybe some background, of where you come from, where you played, and where you're heading right now, based on your soccer career, just for the viewers that may not know, who Nick Taylor is.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I grew up in Dallas, Texas. Played club soccer for most of my life. I started playing soccer really in general since I could really walk. But yeah, I grew up playing club soccer. I played for Dallas Texans, Solar Chelsea. People that are familiar with Dallas will know who those teams are. But yeah, those organizations, and then really started taking off in my career. In high school, I played for Coppell High School, a really good high school program in Texas. And then from there, I went to the University of New Mexico, played there for 2 years. Unfortunately, the program got cut at that school my sophomore year. So I was forced to leave. And from there, I transferred to Southern Methodist University, which is a college in Dallas. So I was back in my hometown. Played there for 2 years. And then COVID gave me an extra year of eligibility. And so I decided to transfer for my last year to University of Central Florida, which is here in Orlando. And yeah, now I'm with Orlando City. I was drafted this past draft, and yeah, I've been here since January, so it's been quite the journey to say the least.
Well, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
That's an amazing career so far.
Yeah, it's been crazy, but yes.
Awesome. And first of all, I did want to ask, what drives you each day, to get up, and what's your main motivation, to just drive you each day?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's my passion for the game. I mean, I just remember when I was a kid, I just was so infatuated with the sport and always watching it. Watching YouTube videos of just like highlights, or even there was one point where I wanted to become like a freestyler, so I was looking up like juggle tricks, like all this stuff, and I just remember being absolutely obsessed with soccer since I was a kid, and it's never really slowed down. I mean, it's continued to progress, and as I've gotten older, I've gotten to really understand the game more, like about what it actually is and how to actually play it. And now that I've gained that understanding, it kind of combines with that passion and really drives me, like you said, to wake up every day and do what I love to do.
Awesome.
Who do you think will win the Champions League this year?
Thank you to our sponsors, First Real Homes, where you can get a free pair of soccer cleats of your choice, as well as your favorite player's soccer jersey. Now, the only thing you need to do is to see if your home qualifies to lower your electric bill and go solar. And once again, you'll be going solar at $0 to start. Use the promo code SoccerBros to start saving immediately. And once again, follow them at firstrealhomes.com to see if you qualify to get a free pair of soccer cleats as well as your favorite player's jersey, and to also lower your electric bill by going solar at $0 to start. Use promo code SoccerBros. Now, back to the show.
Okay, honestly, I was really rooting for PSG, man. Like Neymar, that's my guy, and Messi, like you got the team, like you really got the team. They couldn't pull through, and it's tough. But I'm also a Chelsea fan, so I got two teams that I was rooting for, and one's still in it. So I'm gonna go with Chelsea on this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, and based on, I know you had an interview with your college, and you guys were coming off from a loss, and you guys actually had just won this match, and they asked you, that you went back into the lab after that loss, and how important is practice to you?
Yeah, training really is everything. I mean, there's kind of a saying that goes around, and it's practice how you play. And I know a lot of players. I mean, honestly, myself included, when I was younger, like training was just something that you did. Usually it was when I was a kid, it was twice a week, and when I got to high school, it was every day, of course. But you just like you really like look forward to the games. Like training just is just like something to like kind of fill in the space in between. But as you get to higher levels, I mean, the way you train, the intensity, the way your mind thinks, and the things that you see, and everything really does translate to the games. And so, whenever you are training, like I think it's very important to be as dialed in and as focused and as serious as possible because that's really what's gonna elevate you whenever you're actually playing the game.
Okay, to piggyback on that question, since you've played, high school level, club level, and now getting drafted, professional level, what do you think is the main difference when it comes to practice?
Between I mean, like between like the sessions, or what do you mean? Like with the players, or
Yeah, as far as what's the main difference that you could pull out from the different levels? Like what really changes for it to be a very competitive practice?
yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of the drills and the things that are done, they are, I wouldn't say the same, but the ideas are very similar and very consistent throughout, like club, high school, college, professional. The difference is, I would say, the speed in which the drills are done, the quality in which it's done. So, I mean, just even passing possession drills, how clean the passes are, how accurate they are, and then also the players, like how quickly they think, how quickly they move the ball. It honestly, the biggest difference between uh, club, high school, college, professional is really is speed of play and understanding of the game.
Thank you, thank you.
How did it feel to win the Texas State Championship with Coppell High School?
Yeah, that was, man, that was crazy. That was so crazy. 'Cause I mean, okay, so that season was the season that really kind of like put allowed me to put myself kind of out there and get my name out there. Um, it was a crazy season, a great season, great team, great coach, and you know, putting all of the pieces of the puzzle together, and it ended up winning the championship. I mean, it was a crazy feeling. It was a fantastic feeling. Especially, I mean, my team, the high school team, was full of like my childhood friends. So to win, I mean, the Texas State championship and the best division with my childhood friends, that was a feeling that I can't really replicate. And I mean, we still talk about it to this day with like my friends when I go back home. Whenever I see them, like we always reminisce about, the times we were playing together, and like we have the pictures and the videos, and like it was just a different feeling. But yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Now going back to practice, how often? I know you mentioned, back in club, you only practice twice a week. High school, you practice every day.
Mhm.
But can you tell me, what's the training sessions? I know they vary from your level to the next level. But what's the main takeaway, from what made you drive, to practice every day as opposed to just training 2 days a week?
Yeah. Well, okay. To be honest with you, whenever I was as a club player, I I still had the mindset of just like training was just like training, and it was kind of like a fun thing to do. Like I go play with my friends, and I enjoyed it, but like it wasn't like it didn't I didn't take it as seriously. And then I would do training outside of my normal scheduled training, and that would just consist of just like me and a couple of buddies just you know kicking about, taking free kicks, doing 1v1s, just like trying different things with the ball, like just to, like, I don't know, just like messing around really. But I mean, now it's like training is every single day, and it's now you're more accustomed to like wanting to do that, and like you want to train every day so you can sharpen your craft and like keep improving. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So the mentality changed.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
How did you react when you first got drafted?
Okay, good question. So actually, I wasn't really expecting to be drafted. I finished my college career, and I was talking to my coaches at UCF, and I was like, like I thought I had a great season, and I want to look to continue to play, but I'm really shooting for like USL championship. Like that's kind of where I want to be. That just because I'm like realistic in my head, and like I'm like I don't know if I'm really good enough to be MLS like an MLS player. So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna shoot for championship, and that for me that was realistic. And then as time went on, they released the MLS draft shortlist, and I happened to be on it. And I was kind of scrolling through the names, and I mean, I saw a lot of familiar faces, and I mean, I kind of like put myself in comparison a little bit with some of the players, and I started to gain a little bit more confidence and a little bit more like certainty, I guess, that there could be a chance that I get drafted. And then when the day came around, obviously I was watching the draft, but in no way was I didn't have a watch party or anything, or like I wasn't told that I was going to get drafted. So I was actually working with my girlfriend's dad at his office, and I was just working and watching the draft on the side. And then, yeah, I saw my name pop up, got the call, and it was I just honestly I couldn't believe it was happening. I was speechless. I couldn't like I had so much excitement in me, but I didn't know how to like to show it. It was definitely a dream come true, and I'm so thankful for Orlando for picking me up. I mean, I loved being here at UCF, and to come back to Orlando, being in the same city. I mean, it was just like a match made in heaven, to be honest.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so damn, that's crazy. So you just happened, and it was wow.
Yeah, I mean, some people like they know like the teams will call their agent before the draft even happens, be like, "Hey, we're gonna pick you. Like, just be ready." They get the scarf, the hat, whatever, and so they know. But like for me,
Mhm.
like I wasn't. That's usually the first round guys. I was third round, so like
Mhm.
it's a little bit more of a toss up as you go like along in the draft, and so yeah, for me it was just like yeah, coming out of nowhere.
That's awesome. Now, pretty much, I did want to talk about, how has soccer, shaped you as a person? How has that helped you, and how has that made you, be the person you are today?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing is the people that you meet playing. I mean, especially in college, I've gotten to meet a lot of different people from different cultures and different backgrounds. And a lot of my best friends through college have been players from different countries. Like, I don't know why, and I don't know why that is, but I just really find like people from different parts of the world like fascinating. And like my best friend from college, Gabe Costa, he's Brazilian. He just signed for Rochester, in the MLS Next Pro. Great player,
Nice.
but yeah, he's Brazilian, comes from different backgrounds. English is second language, but from really the time that I met him, from the moment I met him, I mean, him and I just clicked. And I mean, even a guy at UCF, Gino Vivi,
Hmm.
Costa Rican kid, really good guy, really good player. And the same thing, he was actually my roommate. Um, just from the moment I met him, we just started clicking. So I would say the people that you meet, it does change the way that you can kind of like see things. And I would definitely say it changed me as a person because it allowed me to have a more of like a broader perspective of life. And then also like soccer does teach you a lot about life. I mean, it your journey is never a straight line, and that's 100% certain for me. Because, I mean, yeah, my program got cut my first year or my second year of college. Didn't really know what to do, and then I ended up at SMU, and then I did well at SMU, but I wasn't good enough to get drafted or maybe even go pro after I finished at SMU, and then ended up in Orlando at UCF, and then that ended up being the team where I performed my best and was able to get drafted. So like anything can really happen. Like, but for me, like the most important thing is just like stay true to what you know, like stay true to yourself, like always work hard no matter what kind of outside influences are going on and maybe making you doubt yourself or whatever. Like just don't let anything change. Just let that passion fuel you. Let those dreams fuel you and just keep going. Just keep grinding.
Awesome, thank you.
What's your dream team to play for?
Dream team, man. I would have to say Chelsea probably, man. Yeah, big Chelsea fan. So I would say Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was right. Yeah, he was like, I think he's gonna say Chelsea. Awesome. Now I did have a question. I've seen a couple of some of your highlights. And you play. I think you play as an 11 as well as a 7.
Mhm.
What position would you say you like to play more?
I would say more as an 11 on the left side because I am left-footed,
Hmm.
and I think what makes me really dangerous is like my ability to cross the ball really well with my left foot. Um, I do like use my right a lot because whenever someone's left-footed, like they're left-footed, and you make sure they don't go to their left foot. Like that's the only downside of being left-footed is that everyone knows you're left-footed because it's such an anomaly, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say I prefer the left for sure. The right is cool, like it's cut in, shoot, but I mean I think I'm more dangerous on the left side.
Now you actually answered my follow up question to that because I've seen you score great goals with your left as well as great goals with your right. So I was a bit unsure, but you said you're a left footer. Okay,
Yeah, left-footed.
that's awesome.
Why did you first start playing soccer?
Why? I don't know. I
Yeah.
really my dad introduced me. Like I said, when I was a kid. So I mean, I didn't really understand why I was playing it. I just was like, but I mean, as I got older and got to understand, like I said, it was just like I was just like obsessed with it. I loved it. Loved watching soccer. Loved watching highlights. Favorite player was Ronaldinho. Like that guy made me
So
love love soccer. Like it was just so entertaining to watch. Like I would sit in my room on YouTube and just watch Ronaldinho highlights. Like I don't know,
Joga Bonito.
you probably know like Joga Bonito. Yeah, I watched a lot of those. And especially Ronaldinho. I wanted his cleats. I wanted the ball. I wanted like everything Ronaldinho. I had Ronaldinho shin guards.
Yeah.
That was great. He was amazing.
Yeah, this generation doesn't know like how much he impacted so many players.
I know, and he only had a short career too, which is
Yeah,
upsetting. But I mean, it was a great career.
definitely. What was your biggest hurdle as a player, and how did you overcome it?
Biggest hurdle. Oh, this is tough. Um, honestly, I would say I've just personally struggled with like self-doubt in my career. Growing up, I was tiny kid, like super small, like always the smallest kid on the field.
Hmm.
And so like growing up being a club player and like even like into high school, like I was just so tiny, and so I was like I don't really stand it. Like I like playing, but like I'm good, but I'm not like I don't have the physical for it, and like everyone's like taller than me, bigger than me. Like am I like so I just had a lot of
Hmm.
self doubt. Um, and then I just think overcoming that self doubt and learning to like have confidence in myself and believe in my abilities and like because you can't like how do you expect someone else to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I had to learn that, and when I finally did learn it, like I saw good results. So I would say that's probably the biggest hurdle. There hasn't really been anything, I guess, externally, that's been really significant. I've been blessed not to have really any bad injuries.
Hmm.
But yeah, it definitely just more of an internal kind of thing.
Awesome, and I think everybody, thank you for sharing. I know a lot of people, struggle with that, especially as a player. You
Yeah.
have a bad play or a bad moment, and you have to, overcome it somehow, some way.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like mistakes happen. Like even my coach here in Orlando City. I mean, he's like he's like I don't care if you make a mistake, as long as like the intention was good, like, and you like everything else was right. Like it's okay if you make a mistake. The problem that I see with a lot of players, and even including myself, is that you make a mistake and you're like, oh, like I just missed that pass, or oh, I should have scored here, and then you carry it for the rest of the game, and then you start overthinking, and then it leads to another mistake, and then just kind of builds and builds and builds, and then by the 90th minute, you're like, just you're in shambles because like you just spent the whole game thinking about all your mistakes, and you can't do that. Like you just have to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, just let it go, move on, next play.
Definitely.
What are your goals as a professional soccer player?
What are my goals?
Yeah.
Right now, my goal is to sign with the first team. So right now, I am with Orlando City B, in the MLS Next Pro. But my goal right now, short term, is to sign with the first team.
Awesome. Now I know we talked about some of the moments already, some highlight moments in your career so far. But what would be a moment in soccer that you would never forget?
I'll never forget. Um, yeah, I would put the state championship up there. Like that was a really incredible moment for me. Like I said, just because it was with like my friends that I grew up playing with, and just I was playing kind of for my city, like my
Representing.
school and everything. So there was a lot of pride tied into that, and to come back from winning that championship, coming home with a trophy and with a ring, and it was just, I don't know, it just we made history. Like we really did make history, and like that history and that legacy, I believe will carry on for a long time. Like, and I mean, I'm still very connected with my high school, and I think for me, like I want to do for me personally, I want to help kids from my town in
Hmm.
particular, that have the passion, have the drive to play at the next level. I want to make their journey a little bit easier and help them, like guide them to the next level. And so for me, that's kind of why that moment was so big for me.
Awesome. And now, what's one piece of advice you would like to share, pretty much to a younger player, maybe someone in your town or someone in a different town that would like to play, like you mentioned, at a higher level? What's one piece of advice that you would like to maybe you would want to have if you were at that age that you're like, oh wow, I wish I would have known this at that age.
Yeah, for sure. I would say the biggest thing is to dream big, and then to follow those dreams, and like just work hard. Like the best example for in my case is, I mean, so like my sophomore year of high school, I was really thinking like, what am I gonna do after high school? I mean, I had good grades, but like I didn't know if I wanted to go to like what college I wanted to go to, what I wanted to study. And so I was like I want to play college soccer. Like that's what I want to do. I want to play Division 1 soccer. And so that was a goal for me. And obviously my big dream was to play professional. But I was like I want to reach this goal. So like what do I have to do? And so when I thought about it that way, it pushed me to train. I mean, I trained every day in high school from the summer of my sophomore year until I graduated high school. Even after our sanctioned training sessions, I'd be there before training, I'd be there after training. I train on the weekends, just doing things that I felt that I needed to work on in my game, like dribbling, working on ball control, working on shooting, working on crossing, corner kicks, whatever. Like it was just those dreams and those goals that I had were so like I wanted to achieve them so badly, and it's there was nothing else in my mind except for that. And honestly, I think that's the biggest piece of advice I could give someone who really wants to achieve like their dreams is that like if you truly do want to achieve your dreams, like let that hunger, let that desire, let that passion drive you to work and to do the things that you have to do. That you really do have to do them in order to elevate yourself to get to the point where you can go to the next level.
Gotcha.
What kind of hobbies do you like to do for fun?
For fun, so I mean, honestly, after trainings, I am dead. Like we train like 3 hours a day, but I like to. I mean, obviously, I like to play video games. Big FIFA guy. Like Rocket League as well. That's a good one. But I also play golf. I think golf and soccer go really well together for different reasons. So I fell in love with that sport about 2 years ago, and then I also do photography on the side. I haven't really been doing it much as of late, but yeah, those are really the hobbies that I like to do.
Gotcha. So he said he plays Rocket League and FIFA. You think you can beat him? I mean, he's
And
only
what
12.
in Rocket League
How? And what do you
In
think?
FIFA.
and FIFA? I mean, I started playing FIFA like maybe a month ago, so maybe you probably beat me. You probably beat me. But Rocket League, I got you any day, any day.
We're gonna have to get gamers tags right now.
You have Xbox or PlayStation?
I have PlayStation.
I see. I have Xbox, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you do have Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Do you have Rocket League there?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. So he said he's gonna have to practice for what, like a week? Get used to Xbox?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Hey, but I heard the next FIFA is gonna be cross-platform, so
Yeah. I heard that too.
we'll have to play then.
Yeah.
Awesome. And yes, so actually, I did want to piggyback on that one. You mentioned you played golf. How was that brought to you? And did you just like randomly just wanted to play golf, or how did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of random. I went to Atlanta to visit my uncle for Thanksgiving, and just like in our free like we just had some free time, and he was like, "Want to go play golf tomorrow?" And I was like, "I've never played golf. I'm gonna be terrible, and I'm gonna lose all your balls." And he's like, "It's fine. Like, I just want to show you." And I was like, "Okay." So I went out, played 18 holes, and even though I was terrible, like terrible, I don't know, I fell in love with it. And then I didn't have any clubs, so I went back to Dallas, and I was just like watching golf videos on YouTube. Like it's the same thing with soccer, man. Like for some reason, YouTube, and whatever obsession I have just go hand in hand. So I watch videos on how to swing a golf club, like all this stuff, and then my uncle actually sent me over his old clubs. Um, and yeah, I had a set of clubs, and so I just started playing around in my free time. So yeah.
That's awesome. So what I just keep getting is this obsession. And every time you get obsessed with something, you just go at it full in. You think that
Yeah.
has been what has pointed you into the direction of where you're at in your soccer career?
Sorry, can you ask that again?
Oh yeah. So what I'm picking up is that if you like kind of like golf, you picked it up and you liked, and you just went like fully all in, and you were just devoted to it. You think that's why your soccer career has pointed you into the direction that it's in right now because of that determination when you pick up something that you like.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with that. I mean, I don't get obsessed with very many things, but the things I guess I have been obsessed with, I mean, I do try and understand them and go deep into them, and I'm a very competitive person. I'm a very, very competitive person. So I want to be the best at whatever I do. Like I don't like doing things that I'm not good at. So yeah, and especially golf is a big one because like you're with your buddies and like if they clean you out in the course, it gets a little bit frustrating sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Definitely. Now, I know you've played, with different universities. Where can you tell me, or tell us where soccer as a vehicle has taken you to places that that you didn't expect?
Yeah, that one for sure was Albuquerque, New Mexico. I have no good reason to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, I'm not hating on the city. Like it's a beautiful
Hmm.
city, beautiful people, but I just had no reason to go.
Hmm.
And then that was my only D1 offer was New Mexico, and so I was like, I'm going. Like there's no way I'm not gonna go.
Hmm.
Even though I did have to pay some money, like wasn't a full ride or anything. I mean, I put all my eggs in one basket. So yeah, like that's a very prime example, and I'm sure for the rest of my career, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll stay in one place forever, but odds are I probably won't. So, like it's a great vehicle, like you said, to get you out to new cities, to new places, and allow you to kind of explore the world.
Awesome.
What kind of music do you like?
That's I like a lot of like all music really. Not a big country guy, surprising because I'm from Texas, but
Texas.
yeah, I get that all the time. They're like, "You don't like country music?" I'm like, "No, I can't." It's all the same to me. It sounds all the same. But I would say I like rap. I like EDM, and I like alternative music a lot as well. So kind of a spectrum there.
Gotcha. Now, if you could think, someone that has impacted your soccer career, that maybe has pushed you or put you in the right direction, is there someone in particular you might want to, shout out and say thank you?
Yeah. I have a few people actually. I mean, obviously my dad, like, he got me into the sport. He pushed me when I was a kid. Really, he took it upon himself to really understand what makes good players great and what it takes to be at the next level, and tried to show me and expose me to that as much as possible. And he did a lot of work behind the scenes that I didn't really understand when I was a kid, but definitely understand now. So I'm forever grateful for him. But also my high school coach. He elevated me to get to the next level. Really taught me discipline and helped me understand the game more. And also gave me. He was someone that believed in me, which was big because not very many people believed in me at the time because I was, like I said, a little kid.
Hmm.
But he saw something in me and gave me that confidence. And then I would say my assistant coach at UCF, Paul Souders, similar to my high school coach, Chad Rakestraw, by the way. Um, just someone that believed in me, like saw my potential, and yeah, he brought me to New Mexico. He brought me to UCF. So I'm again very grateful for all three of those men.
Awesome, awesome. Well, other than that, do you have any other last questions, Gilbert?
No.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything you would like to share, Nick?
Um, Man, I like to just kind of reiterate, man, just like if you got dreams, just chase them and don't stop chasing your dreams. And I mean, honestly, like always keep dreaming because those are the things like your dreams are the things that really like get you going in life, just like the idea that they could potentially come true. Like if you do what you have to do, like I don't know, there's just something very exciting about that. And I mean, even now, like, yeah, I've reached my dream of playing professional soccer, but now I have a new dream. And so, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that dream comes into fruition.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. And where can the viewers follow you? If they want to, check out your career and follow you, from
Yeah,
now
for
on.
sure. I really only use Instagram. I don't really use Twitter. Twitter's kind of a toxic place. So my Instagram is at it's Nick Taylor, and yeah, you can see all my stuff.
Awesome. So we'll definitely put that down below for the viewers to follow you. But other than that, thank you, Nick. Thank you for giving us the time. And that was episode 2.
For sure. Thank you all so much.